Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I know I've obviously been gone a long time, so we're just gonna kind of jump in and I'm gonna pretty much update you on what's been going on in my life and stuff like that. It's been a long time, almost 6 months since I've been on camera, which for a while I was updating twice a week or uploading twice a week. I hope you guys like my unicorn headband. I happen to like it. So we're going to take off the glasses. And today we're going to prime with some Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. I got this in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I happen to adore it. I think it's perfect for my dry skin. And in case I apologize if you're cluttering and stuff. If you're wondering what kind of video, I'm just putting the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base Face Primer on around the nose area. I'm going to use my Real Techniques sponge to do that. And so I'm mixing CoverGirl True Blend Liquid Makeup. This is in shade L4 Classic Beige. And then the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy and Smooth in Light 118 Light Beige. I'm mixing these two. So first, actually, I'm going to start with the light beige. So what I like to do with these is I like the dewy and smooth on the outer parts. Oh, come on. Parts of my face pretty much. And then I like the other one for the center, where I need a little more staying power, if you will. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me powder. Well, actually, I'm just going to use the compact for right now. But I think today's video is going to be mostly about what's been kind of going on in my life, why I disappeared off of YouTube for a while. Just kind of like an update on my life, more or less, is what today's gonna be, just to get ready with me. So it's about 11 o'clock my time, well, mountain time, I should say. So what's been going on in my life is, as I've spoken in previous videos, I had a fiance. Sorry if you guys can't see what I'm doing real well. Hopefully I'm kind of fixed it at least. But as you guys know, I was in a relationship for 3 years. We were engaged to be married. And we were planning to move up with his family, which is in Artesia, New Mexico, which is about a 3-hour drive from where my family is located, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's easy enough to travel regularly. I mean, not a big deal. But at the last minute, we both decided that it would be best for him and for the situation if he went up to Artesia with the new camper and 2 out of our 3 dogs. So we had 1 cat, which his name is Spike. I had him before we ever got together. And then I had Lizzie, my dog Lizzie, which I think I've showed in a few videos. She is a wiener mix, a weenie dog mix. And I had her before I ever met him. I've had her about 6 years now. Sorry, I had to pause the video so I could deal with my dog. And then he had a dog named Lila, who is a pit bull mix. And he had her before we got together. And then, of course, we got Lacey together. Like, that was our, like, combining families type of animal. So he took Lila and Lacey up to Artesia with him in... Oh, no. Whew, that was close. Good thing I had the lid on that, huh? But he took them up there with him. And I was planning to follow maybe a week or so after he made it up there. Which was a plan, and it was a good plan. Or at least I thought it was a good plan. But then, a few days after he moved up there with like 90% of our stuff was in boxes already. You know, I'd packed up. I talked in my last video about slowly packing up here. You know, to move there, which was fine. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. And stuff like that. So 90% of our stuff went with him. I wasn't planning to stay where my family's located too much longer. Maybe a week, maybe 2 tops. Depending on what his dad's schedule was to come get me. I'm using the Maybelline Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in Snow. I'm using that to prime my eyes and obviously as concealer, or under eye concealer I should say. There we go. Then I'm just going to blend this out with my sponge. But we decided this, and then like probably 3 or 4 days later, we found out, or I found out I should say, that my mother was going to be having major surgery. Now, we already knew that she was going to need this surgery. We just weren't sure when and how urgent it actually was until the doctor called us and was like, look, I have your appointment set up, and it was set for the very beginning of October. Now, I don't know if you guys are aware or not, but the end of October is my birthday. I was born on the 22nd of October. So, my mom's surgery was going to take her at least 8 weeks before she would be completely independent again. And I know that's asking a lot to ask somebody to put your future and your plans on hold. But my mom never asked me to do that. It was completely my decision to decide that I was going to stick around until my mom was okay. And to be honest, I wasn't planning to stay the whole 8 weeks. I was only planning to stay until I knew that my mom was going to be okay in her needing help and everything, and that she could do enough lady things on her own. So I talked to my fiance about it. At the time, he was my fiance, I should say. And he was completely understanding. And this was in the middle of September. So he told me he completely understood. He would do the same for his mom, his family. And we ended it. Not ended it like our relationship, but we ended that discussion there. He didn't have problems with me staying longer. And all of that. So I figured, everything was good. We were going to be okay, whatever. Oh, I'm using the Fit Me High Spike Maybelline powder. This is in 120 Classic Ivory. And I'm just using this to set lightly under my eyes. And then now I'm going to go in. Ooh, I didn't turn that up all the way. I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me in 05 Fair, the loose version of my powder. And I'm going to set under my eyes and all of my nose. And the reason I do this is because I wear glasses. So if I don't set this area very well, my glasses will leave marks, more or less. And it's not cute to have glasses marks in your foundation. So I'm just using that same sponge. I want to make sure I can see everything. Just like that, and then I'm going to use the other side to blend out my eye concealer. And I'm going to take the e.l.f. loose setting powder in shimmer, which is pretty much illuminating, more or less. It doesn't actually have any kind of shimmer in it. It just makes your foundation lumi, and it sets everything, which is great. I like a lumi finish, especially with my dry skin. So we decided, that worked. And in my town, we have a fair every year in the end of September. And this fair is a big donation thing for my mother's rescue. So this is right before her surgery. Her surgery is scheduled for the 3rd of October. We're getting ready. Our last weekend of fun, more or less, before that following Wednesday when she goes into surgery. So, my whole family is very happy about her getting the surgery. Everybody really had to talk her into it. She's a very independent person. All this other crap. And I was talking to my fiance every day, keeping him in the loop, what was going on. I thought everything was fine. So fast forward to the end of this fair, so that Sunday, which was the 30th of September. And he texts me and he's like, hey, I know you're busy with the fair winding down. Will you call me as soon as you get home? So as the fair's winding down, I want to say maybe 9 o'clock that Sunday night, I had to go to town the next morning, or to the doctor the next morning, I should say, with my mother to start setting everything up for her surgery. She had to get tests done, all this. And so I call him. I'm like, what's up, babe? You know, what's going on? And he, more or less, for 2 hours, we were on the phone arguing and talking. And he literally kept repeating the same thing. And it didn't really make any sense. Now, give or take, his family's not my biggest fan. They don't like the way me and my family are. Heck, neither did he. He didn't agree with it. And I am not a person to shove my beliefs on somebody else. So I just ignored it. I shouldn't have, but I did. And finally, after the 2 hours, I asked him, you know, what are you trying to get out of this conversation with me? What is the point to it, more or less? And so finally he says that he thinks we both need to take a break, take a step back from each other, and that he feels it's best if we break up for now. And he gives me all this false hope that someday we will be back together. You know, we just need a break for now. And I thought, you know, that's fine. I can focus on my mom for a few more weeks, whatever, and we'd get back together afterwards. So he gives me all this false hope. And then he tells me he loves me. I'm his soulmate. All this other bullshit, actually, to be honest with you. And he promises we can still be friends. Sorry, guys, I'm kind of like reorganizing my makeup palette right here. And he promises, you know, we're going to stay friends through this, not to, like, cut each other out of each other's lives, you know. We've been in this relationship for 3 years. And I thought, you know, that's perfectly fair. And that's actually what I felt like I needed at that time. Now, I should have known it was an idiot idea, like my mom told me. But I, of course, was an idiot and did not listen to her. I'm going to go into the Morphe 350 palette real quick. And I'm going to take the first shade, which is just a cream color shade. And I'm just going to put this all over my eyeball to set it, more or less. Anyways, so he says that, and, you know, I explained to him I need to come up and get my dog, Lacey, which in the law's eyes is my dog. My name was all over her paperwork from my mother's rescue, all of this. And stuff like that. I had to come up and get my boxes, you know, the usual. Nothing too surprising or out there, you know. I had to get my stuff, which he was like, fine, we'll set up a day and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, it was heartbreaking to have to go through this. I thought we were gonna spend the rest of our lives together, you know. And so, you know, we're dealing with all of this. I'm dealing with all this, I should say. So my mom goes into surgery the 3rd. He couldn't get what he needed together before the 3rd. So we had to wait until after my mother's surgery. And I knew she wasn't going to be okay to travel for a little bit. So that's pushed us back a little longer. Which, I'm not going to lie, was super freaking irritating. Because I just wanted my dog, I wanted my stuff. I wanted this to be over for the time being. And so then we get to Artesia, which is, again, about a 3-hour drive from where my family is. And I mean, I apologize if you guys can't see me. I'm trying to decide what color I want. So I think we're going to start off with the Shop Miss A M16 shade. Plop that back in there. And then where is my mirror? I'm just gonna put this in my crease. And, you know, I was fine with this at this point. I was so ready to be done with all of this pain. And now I'm going to go in with M20. It's pretty much like a dusty purple shade, I guess. Probably should have put this down first, but I'm just using it to blend out that brown a little better. And so we get there, and he will not come out of the new camper, which I guess is fine, you know, whatever. I had questions that I obviously was not gonna get answered. I had so many questions for him. So his brother and his father helped get everything packed into my grandmother's truck, which was nice of them, I guess, whatever. And, you know, we were getting ready to leave, and his dad told me, if you find that you're still missing things, text me right away and I will get them sent to you. You know, if I was missing any boxes, any supplies, whatever. So we're leaving, and I tell my mom, you know, I feel like I'm missing something. So we get home, I unpack all the boxes, you know. Again, even though there was like 10 to 12 boxes, I want to say, of just my stuff. That's not even including the crap I packed up of his. You know, there. So I get home and I notice I'm missing a box. So immediately I text his dad and I'm like, look, I need the title for my camper here, and I'm missing this box. And I told him a list of what was all in it so they knew what they were looking for. He told me, let me get with my son and I will let you know what's happening, more or less. So, you know, a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, and I text him again. And I'm like, look, I really need that box. It had a lot of important things in it. And so, he texts me back, let me talk to my son. And I'm like, you said this 2 weeks ago. What is going on? I need this box. It was filled to the brim with important things that I had to have back, like, ASAP. So he tells me let him get with his son, you know, all this. So I wait another week. And so I'm like, you know what? This isn't going anywhere. I'm going to call my ex directly and ask him about this box. So I *67 my number because he wouldn't answer my text or anything, meaning he most likely blocked my number, which again is fine. I mean, it was a crappy breakup in the first place. So, I mean, I got it. It sucked, but I got it. And so I call him, and he answers, and he's like, who the heck is this? Blah, 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 all this. I'm like, look, you know, it's your ex Adina. I am still missing this box, and your dad said that he would get me whatever I was missing ASAP. And he still has not given me this box. He said he would talk to you. He has not done that. And you know what? I need this box. I'm using just a normal everyday white shade to highlight my brow bone. And he's like, look, don't call me ever again. I don't want to speak to you and all this. And he pretty much talks a bunch of shit. So I get mad, of course, and I hang up, you know, whatever. And even to this day, 2.5 months later. And, you know, I'm not as hurt as I was. I used to cry myself to sleep every single night. And I'm trying to learn and find out who I am now as a person after this long debate, I guess. And now I'm just kind of at a point where I'm kind of getting to know myself again. But I'm using just a everyday shade, not an everyday, but like a burgundy shade. It came out of that dupe I got from AliExpress that I talked about, the Kylie like Cosmetics Valentine's palette, I believe. I'm just using that dark burgundy that came in that palette. And so even now, he's still not talking to me. His dad still has not sent me my box or given me my box. We're probably going to have to make another freaking trip up to Artesia. And that's just kind of what's been happening the last few months. My mom is doing great. My grandmother actually just had a surgery as well. She's also healing pretty nice. Hers was a laryngoscopy, like where they do it robotically or whatever. And she's doing well. My grandpa is finally out of rehabilitation. So all of that is good. We're all doing good health-wise. Now I've got to admit, mentally, I'm still struggling a little bit. But that's just kind of what's been going on in my world, at least, for the last few months. So, yeah. I'm taking that pretty white shade again, and I'm going to use it on my finger this time to make sure to highlight my brow bone, just like that. I really like how this looks. And then I have this like orange sparkly shade from, again, that Kylie thing I had. Ooh, that is a beautiful shade. But right now I'm just kind of taking it day by day. I have been talking to this new guy, and we not agree, but we have a lot of the same views. He likes my family and everything, and so far I haven't had any problems. Now I'm definitely taking this one slow. We go on our first date on Friday. So that's kind of what's been happening in my life. I'm just sweeping away the bake along with all the fallout from my eyes. And then I'm just going to take that same shade. If you can see that, it's honestly a beautiful color. I really like this. I'm definitely going to have to use it again. I forgot how much I love this palette. So now I'm going to go in with a flat little brush. This is the Wet n Wild, like I think small eyeshadow brush or something. And I'm going to go in with that light brown that we used in the beginning. And then I'm going to take that burgundy we used on the outer corner. I'm just doing the like outer half maybe of that line, or not line, but, and I'm just gonna take that same burgundy shade and just press it and blend it on the outer corner of my eye. I really like this. This is a really pinky, beautiful look, at least I think it is. And then now I'm just going to go in with that same blender we had in the beginning and blend all that out. Then I'm going to take a flat synthetic brush and get that burgundy shade again on a flat brush just to really darken up my outer V, if you will. And I'm hoping to kind of get back into makeup and into YouTube, because to be honest, for the last probably 3 or 4 months, you know, since all this happened, it hasn't been 3 or 4, but like right at 3 months, I want to say, it has really shown me how much I let go for this guy, which was probably a stupid idea on my part, but I loved him. I still love him, and I probably feel like I always will, but I also know that we don't fit anymore. And that's probably the hardest thing about all of this, is that I was ready to drop everything in my life for this man, and he wasn't. I gave up. I was ready to give up everything. Sorry, I'm just reapplying that glitter. I should say shimmer shade, actually. It's like literally, let's see if I can swatch it. It's like a glimmer of orange and pink, and it's kind of beautiful, to be honest. So we're done with that. This is just my AOA palette, by the way. So now we're going to go into the Morphe 35O palette. If I can get the dang thing open again. And I'm just looking for something to kind of brighten my inner corner with. I think I'm going to use this shimmer shade. But that's just what's been going on in my life, even though I've said that like 4 times already. But I'm doing good now. I would like to say I still have my hard days, like something will remind me of him. And it kind of makes me sad a little bit now. Like thinking about how much I did lose. And I think the worst part about it all is the fact that I still miss him. Even though I probably shouldn't. He hurt me really bad. But I know now that I deserve better. And I hope that this video gets out to somebody who needs it. Who maybe is in an abusive relationship or something. I don't know. I feel like I needed to put this video out for you guys. And I already know I don't have like the biggest following or anything, you know. But I also know that this might help somebody. I'm using the e.l.f. palette, the contour and like highlight. I'm using this light bronzer shade. Then I'm just going to bring this up on the temples. Or on like the perimeters of my face. And then I'm going to use my Wet n Wild like buffer brush, to really blend that bronzer / contour out. And then I'm going to use my finger to apply this pinky highlight. And then on top of that, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlight. I've really been liking applying highlight with my finger instead of a brush. Plus, on top of that, I kind of lost my highlight brush at my sister's during Thanksgiving. What a surprise there. Go Adina. But this is the Ulta Beauty Flushed Brush Blush in Retro Rose. I also have this in the shade Pink Procento, which is like, it's just a pretty pink. A dupe for that is the Wet n Wild Pearlescent Pink Blush. That's why I bought it. The price difference is pretty big, to be honest. But they're both, I really like the formulas, and these are also, these are also magnetic. So you could put them in a Z palette. I prefer them just in this thing, though, to be honest. That's just what I've had them in for now. But you could really do anything you wanted. You could put them in a Z palette or do what I did and just keep them in their original packaging. So, where is my backpack? And then I'm going to put on the Physicians Formula Healthy Lip Velvet Finish. This is in Magento, I guess. But anyways, it's this beautiful pinky color. I think it really will make my eyes pop, so... I really like these lip glosses. I got the recommendation from Jam Beauty, which is Jessica Braun, I think, on YouTube. If I can find the exact video, I will link it. This is the YY Pigment Matte Liquid Lipstick in Apricot. Actually... first, I'm going to put on this liquid lip, and then I'll put the healthy lip on over top, I think. This does have a very, very chemical scent. This is like supposed to be like a dupe for the, for the like Kylie This is kind of sticky, to be honest. I don't like this lipstick really alone, but I think under something else, like as a base, it works. Yeah. It does seem to bunch up a little after a few layers, but it's not too bad. And then I'm using my Catrice Prime and Fine Illuminating. This was recommended to me by that Taylor. While we let that dry, I'm going to go in with my mascara. This is the Revlon Ultra Volume Mascara. There we go. And this look is complete. I haven't really been liking to do any kind of eyeliner. If I want to add a glitter or like a little bit of like spark to the look, or maybe some more color, like if it's a pink base or something. So I have the white shade, Wicked White, Too Cool to Spook, and Goblin Green in the Wet n Wild Metallic Liquid Liners. Here they are. If depending on what the base is, if I want green, a pinky one, or white. The white one I like to really use in the corner of my eye sometimes. And then I also have the NYX Body Glitters, Liquid Crystal Body Glitters. I have it in the white, and this is in Crystal Hip. And then, what is the other one in? Crystal Gold. I have both colors. If I want to add just a little bit of sparkle to my eye look like this, if I wanted to make it a little more pop, I would use one of those on just where like I put that eyelid color, as you can see. I really like this look. I think it's very vampy, I guess. You could even pair this with a darker lip. I just love this healthy lip. But anyways, guys, that's my video for today. I'm in a good place right now, and this new guy I've been talking to is really sweet. He has a lot of the same ideas I do. I mean, I'm having a little trouble in the like work division of life, I guess. I feel like at work I'm not being heard enough. In case you guys were wondering, I work for my mother's animal rescue. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I promised I would film this like 3 days ago, and I've been so busy. We just got a new rescue in and stuff, so it's been kind of crazy, but this is the final look. Let me bring you closer. So here's the eye look. I think it's really nice. It looks a lot bolder and like pinkier in person. I like how this one's all like huge. I did trim my hair and re-dye it blonde. I need to go over my roots again because, as you can see, they're kind of growing out a little, but I don't know yet. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below and let me know what kind of videos you'd like to see from me. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.